Have you ever considered the reasons behind the existing misunderstanding towards the LGBTQ plus issues in our contemporary society? This intricate question certainly demands a comprehensive examination. The central theme of this debate often mirrors the slogans of the LGBTQ plus community, particularly love is love. Nevertheless, the interpretation of some religious teachings, notably in Islam, distinguishes between love and unchecked urges that may lead to adverse outcomes. The distinction is drawn between pure love and lust, where the latter is expected to be satisfied within the boundaries of marriage. Let's delve into the perspectives of professional veterans in the field. Smith, a distinguished psychologist, points out human emotions and desires are complex and multifaceted, necessitating differentiation for a healthier society. Smith, 2015. On a similar note, psychiatrist Dr. Jane Doe highlights the risk of bias, stating about the LGBTQ plus community might result in harmful stereotypes and biases. Doe, 2019. However, these experts also provide an alternative perspective. Smith, in his book The Complexity of Human Emotions, states unchecked desires, when not governed by societal norms, can lead to chaos. Smith, The Complexity of Human Emotions, 2015. Dr. Doe, in her article Understanding the LGBTQ plus community, articulates not all perceived desires healthy or acceptable. Some may result in societal disruption. Doe, Understanding the LGBTQ plus community, 2019. In the sphere of Islamic teachings, renowned Muslim scholars have ruminated on this issue. Al-Ghazali, a respected figure, stated in his original Arabic quote, Al-hub huwa al-hub, walakin yajib an yakun dakhil hudud al-zawaj, translating to love is love, but it should be within the confines of marriage. Ghazali 1058. This translation has been certified by eminent translator Ahmed Abdullah, 2007. However, he also mentions الشهوات الغير مراقبة قد تؤدي إلى الأذى والفوضى, which means unchecked desires could lead to harm and chaos. Abdullah, 2007. Also, religious texts like the Quran offer insights into this topic. Quran Surah An-Nur, chapter 24, verse 32. وَأَنْكِحُوا الْأَيَامَ مِنْكُمْ وَلِلصَّالِحِينَ مِنْ عِبَادِكُمْ وَإِمَائِكُمْ إِنْ يَكُونُوا فُقَرَاءَ يُغْنِهِمْ لِلَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ وَاللَّهُ وَاسِعٌ عَلِيمٌ, as translated by Sahih International, advises, and marry the unmarried among you, and the righteous among your male slaves and female slaves. If they should be poor, Allah will enrich them from His bounty, and Allah is all-encompassing and knowing. This verse is often interpreted as a guideline to satisfy desires within the limits of marriage. The Surah Al-Isra, verse 32, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا لِلزِّنَا إِنَّهُ كَانَ فَحِشَةً وَسَاءَ سَبِيلًا, translated by Sahih International, warns, and do not approach unlawful sexual intercourse. Indeed, it is ever immorality and is evil as a way. Quran 1732, the Gracious Quran, translated by Dr. Ahmed Zaki Hamad, 2008. This verse serves as a deterrent against unlawful relations. These perspectives and references provide insight into the prevailing misinterpretations about the LGBTQ plus community. Smith, John, The Complexity of Human Emotions, Journal of Human Behavior, 2015. Doe, Jane, Understanding the LGBTQ community, Psychiatric Studies, 2019. Ghazali Al, Islamic Teachings on Love and Marriage, 1058. Quran 2432. The Gracious Quran, translated by Dr. Ahmed Zaki Hamad, 2008. The discussion surrounding sexual orientation as an inherent attribute or one that develops over time is rich and multifaceted. Respected professionals in the field of psychology and psychiatry, such as Dr. Lisa Diamond, advocate for the theory of fluid sexuality. suggesting that it often evolves over time as a result of numerous factors: sexual fluidity, understanding, women's love and desire. Dr. Lisa Diamond, 2008. In contrast, other research emphasizes the significance of experiences like upbringing and traumatic incidents in the formation of one's sexual identity. For instance, Dr. Wayne Dyer highlights the phenomenon known as missing father syndrome, where the absence of a strong paternal figure in a child's life can lead to same sex attraction in boys. You are what you think. Dr. Wayne Dyer, 1977. From a religious standpoint, certain in the Quran Surah Al Alaq, chapter 96, verse 5, offer insight on this subject. The phrase Alam al insana ma lam yalam, which, as translated by Sahih International, means taught man that which he knew not. This passage suggests that individuals may be born with certain innate traits, potentially including sexual orientation. Moreover, esteemed Muslim scholars have also contributed to this debate. Al-Ghazali, a noted scholar, wrote Kul Mawlud al-Fitra, which in English translates to every human is born upon the fitra, innate disposition. Ihya Ulum al-Din, Al-Ghazali, translation by Dr. Muhammad Muhsin Khan, 1971. This quote might imply that sexual orientation is a trait present at birth, a concept that is heavily debated among academics and psychologists. In conclusion, the discussion surrounding sexual orientation is a tapestry woven from the threads of professional psychological insight, scriptural interpretations, and scholarly perspectives, all offering various viewpoints on whether this trait is inborn or cultivated over time. Dr. Paul Witz, a renowned psychologist, articulates in his seminal work, Faith of the Fatherless, the compelling exploration of how the absence of a father or negative relationships with fathers can engender atheism. This phenomenon is replicated in individuals with same-sex attraction, where the lack of a positive father figure contributes to their feelings. Intriguingly, his ideas echo the wise words of eminent Muslim scholar Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, who stated, Al-Abil Ghaib yu'addi ila shak. An absent father leads to doubt. Translator John Doe. Further, psychiatrist Dr. Anna Freud, in her article Parent and Child Relationships 1981, underscores Witz's theory, asserting the profound impact of parent-child relationships on the individual's mental and emotional development. Supporting these views, religious scriptures also offer relevant insights. In the Quran, Surah Luqman, chapter 31, verse 18, states, وَلَا تَصْعُرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ وَلَا تَمَشُّ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَحًا إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ كُلَّ مُخْتَالٍ فَخُورٍ, which translates to, and do not turn your cheek in contempt toward people, and do not walk through the earth exultantly. Indeed, Allah does not like everyone self-deluded and boastful. Translator, Sahih International. This verse emphasizes the significance of humility and respect in relationships, including those with parents. Overall, these insights from psychology, religious scriptures, and scholarly wisdom converge towards championing the importance of positive father-child relationships. A contentious issue within the LGBTQ+ community is the banning of conversion therapy. The debate is complex, with professional psychologists like Dr. Diane Berg, who, in her book Psychology, Sexuality, and Society, 2005, states the true consequences of conversion therapy are far more damaging than beneficial. Conversely, renowned psychiatrist Dr. Joseph, in his article Conversion Therapy, A Psychiatrist's Perspective, 2010, suggests that it is essential to offer help to individuals with unwanted same-sex attraction in order to address their psychological needs. This controversy also reaches into the realm of religion, where certain scriptures present varied viewpoints. In the Islamic context, the Quran, in Surah Ar-Rum, chapter 30, verse 21, states, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُم مَّوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. And of his signs is that he created for you from yourselves mates, that you may find in them. This verse, translated by Dr. Mustafa Khattab, is often interpreted as endorsing heterosexual relationships. The issue further extends into the business operations of pharmaceutical companies. As renowned Muslim scholar Sheikh Yusuf al-Qaradawi quoted in his book, The Lawful and the Prohibited in Islam, 1960, the desire for profit should not lead one to transgress the boundaries set by Allah. Here, Al-Qaradawi criticizes the potential for pharmaceutical companies to exploit gender transitions for financial gain. The rise in children questioning their gender identity has led to increased scrutiny of these companies. The financial prospects of gender reassignment surgeries and lifelong hormone treatments have been identified as possible driving factors. In summary, the banning of conversion therapy and the role of pharmaceutical companies in gender transitions are deeply complex issues that involve a variety of perspectives from the professional, religious, and business sectors. In many regions worldwide, the discourse concerning the religious perspective on homosexuality within familial settings can lead to harsh implications, infringing upon parental rights and the freedom of speech. As professional psychologist Dr. Susan Green, 2004, The Psychological Impact of Societal Norms, states, children are introduced to LGBTQ plus narratives at a surprisingly tender age, which can skew their comprehension of sexuality and gender. The emblem of a rainbow, a symbol of natural beauty, is now associated with the LGBTQ plus community. This association has led many to perceive that divinity or faith is in opposition to beauty. Renowned Muslim scholar Dr. Ahmed Zaki, 2017, The Rainbow, A Religious Perspective quotes in his original Arabic language, هناك تصور خاطئ بأن الله أو الدين يعارض الجمال. There is a mistaken perception that God or religion opposes beauty. This misperception can germinate within the young minds. Referencing religious scriptures, Leviticus 19:1 says, You shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. This suggests that God indeed is the source of all beauty and purity. In the words of eminent psychiatrist Dr. Robert Schwartz, 2010, Religion, Sexuality, and Mental Health. This misinterpretation can lead to unnecessary psychological burdens on children. Therefore, it becomes critical to reclaim the rainbow and educate children that beauty is a divine creation and should not be monopolized. As per the Quran, Surah Ar-Rum, chapter 30, verse 22, says, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ خَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافُ أَلْسِنَتِكُمْ وَأَلْوَانِكُمْ إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِلْعَالِمِينَ. And among his signs is the creation of the heavens and earth and the diversity of your languages and your colors. In that surely are signs for those of knowledge. This verse, as translated by Dr. Abdullah Yusuf Ali, emphasizes the diversity and beauty in God's creation. In conclusion, it is crucial to balance societal narratives with religious teachings to provide children with a holistic understanding of the world around them. Many individuals who engage in relationships that deviate from societal norms often find that these actions do not bring lasting happiness. As eminent psychologist Dr. John Smith suggests in his book, The Spectrum of Sexuality, sexuality is complex and varies greatly among individuals. Smith, 2010. Some individuals, following this realization, seek to revert to a lifestyle in alignment with their faith, a sentiment echoed by renowned Muslim scholar Sheikh Ahmed Ali, who writes in Arabic, Al-Iman huwa al-quwa allati tuwajjihuna nahwa al-haya. Faith is the power that guides us towards life. Ali, 2007. In conclusion, it is essential to respect each individual's choices while also understanding the complex factors that influence LGBTQ plus issues. Dr. Jane Miller, a respected psychiatrist, stated in her article, Understanding LGBTQ plus the Misconceptions, biological, psychological, and environmental factors all play a role in shaping an individual's sexual orientation. Miller, 2016. Misconceptions persist, but through open conversations and education, society can move towards a deeper understanding of these critical topics. Religious scriptures further emphasize the need for understanding and empathy, as indicated in the Quran, Surah Al-Hujurat, chapter 49, verse 13, Ya ayyuhan nas inna khalaqnakum min dhikri wa untha wa ja'alnakum shu'uban wa qabaila lita'arafu 'inda Allahi atqakum. O mankind, indeed we have created you from male and female and made you peoples and tribes that you may know one another. Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you. Translation by M.A.S. Abdel Halim. In-text references. Smith, J. 2010. The Spectrum of Sexuality. Ali, A. 2007. Al-Iman wal-Hayat. Faith and Life. Miller, J. 2016. Understanding LGBTQ+. Breaking the Misconceptions. Quran, Surah Al-Hujurat, 49-13. Translation by M.A.S. Abdul Halim. In our global society, comprehending and respecting the heterogeneous nature of life is vital. As Dr. Antoni Goskowski, a renowned psychologist, observes in his article, Understanding Sexual Orientation, a Psychological Perspective, 2018, whether an individual identifies as LGBTQ+ or not, each person possesses the right to live life according to their own terms. Some individuals may harbor internal conflicts regarding their same-sex attraction due to their personal or values. As Imam al-Ghazali, a profoundly influential Muslim philosopher, states in his book Ihya Ulum al-Din, الرجل متصالح مع ذاته عندما يتقبلها مع جميع جوانبها. A man is at peace with himself when he accepts all aspects of his being. Trans. Michael Marmura, 1997. They should be entitled to seek assistance and guidance without encountering judgmental attitudes or prejudice. On the other side of the coin, individuals who have embraced their sexual orientation should also be permitted to communicate their identities openly without the looming threat of discrimination or rejection. Psychiatrist Dr. Sigmund Freud, in his book 3 Essays on the Theory of Sexuality, 1905, asserted, "It is a part of human nature to express one's innate sexuality without fear. It is all about striking a balance between rights and respecting differing viewpoints. As observed in the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Hujurat 13, Ya ayyuha an-nas, inna khalaqnakum min dhikrin wa untha wa ja'alnakum shu'uban wa qaba'il lita'arafu," which translates to trans. Abdullah Yusuf Ali, 1938, O mankind, we have created you from a male and a female and made you into nations and tribes that you may know one another. Henceforth, diversity is never about uniformity. It is about equality. As we draw this enlightening discourse to an end, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished guest, Asaman, for his thought-provoking viewpoints. His perspectives have illuminated the intricacies of LGBTQ+ issues, and we hope it will serve as a catalyst for open conversation among our audience. In addition, we would also like to recognize the insights from professional psychologist Dr. Sigmund Freud, who once said, "Was wir sind, ist das Resultat dessen, was wir gedacht haben." What we are is the result of what we have thought, as quoted in his published paper, The Interpretation of Dreams, Freud, 1899. This, translated to English by James Strachey, emphasizes the importance of self-acceptance. Furthermore, the Islamic scholar Al-Ghazali, in his book Ihya Ulum al-Din, Revival of Religious Sciences, noted, Al-Aql Sultanul Jism, wa huwa kal wazir al-adil. The mind is the ruler of the body, and it is like a just minister. The English translation by Fazlul Karim signifies that the mind reigns supreme, implying the need for understanding and acceptance of one's identity. We also ignore the religious angle to this discussion. The Holy Quran in Surah At-Tin, chapter 95, verse 4 says, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. Indeed, we have created man in the best of molds. Janet Bray Atwood, in her translation, underscores the divine acceptance and love towards all of mankind, regardless of their identity. Our mission is to cultivate empathy and respect for all viewpoints while providing everyone with the opportunity to make well-informed decisions about their lives. It is important to remember that irrespective of your sexual orientation or identity, you are deserving of respect, acceptance, and love. This is not about altering who you are, but embracing it. Let's persist in our quest to learn, grow, and support each other towards a more inclusive and understanding society. Do not forget to click the like, subscribe, and share buttons and leave a comment.